What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today we're going to be getting into another video game related video. This is 20 hardest unlockable secret characters in video games. Oh yeah, just a quick heads up. If you hear chirping and stuff in the background, it's because my window's partially open. I have a fan inside my window, and I don't feel like taking it out. So yeah, there's going to be some somewhat interruptions. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue, but if it is, just let me know. But with that being said, when it comes to video games, for those of you that are old enough to remember the days before DLC and when internet was a staple in most games that people play nowadays, there was a time when you pretty much had to do everything yourself offline. And you might have like a guide or something. When I was growing up, I used to go to GameFAQs.com or GameSpot and look up like secrets and tips and tricks and stuff in order to unlock certain things, or in order to find the best weapons and items and like ultimate weapons and things like that. And one of the things that I really loved doing was finding out how to unlock secret characters. Now, there's a bunch of different games that have them. Like there's the official secret characters, and then there's the unofficial secret characters. For me, the unofficial secret characters are characters that you weren't really meant to like play as, but they were still in the game. And it was almost like they almost came off as like glitches almost. Like if you think about Mortal Kombat, for example, the original Mortal Kombat, it had Reptile. He was a super secret character that you would face in like the pit area. And then Mortal Kombat 2, it had what was it? Was it Smoke and Jade that you could encounter? And then I think it had Ermac, which was an actual glitch. So those are like the unofficial secret characters. The official secret characters to me were characters you would see in a lot of different fighting games, like Super Smash Bros. Melee for sure, because I'm looking at a picture of it right now. I remember one of the things that I enjoyed most about that game was playing through it and getting that message saying a new challenger has arrived or something, and then you have to like face them in order to unlock them. And that's one of the things I miss the most when it comes to video games. Like nowadays, the game either has all the characters unlocked from the very beginning, or you have to like buy new characters with DLC packs and stuff. Like I miss the days back when you could like actually unlock characters. I don't know, it added something to it for me. But anyway, this video is going to go over the hardest characters to unlock in video games, which I guarantee you modern games probably aren't going to be on here. I'd actually be willing to make a bet that no modern games are going to be on this list, but I could be wrong. This video is brought to you by Watch Mojo. I saw this in a recommended as a video after the last Watch Mojo reaction I did, and I was like, okay, I gotta react to this. But anyway, let's check this out. This is water with some drink
Welcome
mix
to Watch Mojo.
inside
Today,
of it.
We're counting down our picks for the
I like
top
the
20
Skittle
hardest
drink mix.
characters to unlock, from bosses to companions to playable characters.
I didn't even think about Vincent and Yuffie.
Number 20, Wolverine, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
I kind of lost track with the Tony Hawk
Most
Pro
secret
Skater
characters in the
series
Tony Hawk's
after
Pro Skater series
4.
don't require much effort to unlock.
Like I never
Heck, you can
played
easily get away with
Underground
just typing in the codes that
or any of
unlock
the other
everything
games
in
after
the
that.
game. But if you want to do things legitimately for whatever reason, Pro Skater 5 might give you the most trouble. Unlike the other characters, Wolverine comes with a lengthy, time-consuming requirement to unlock him. You'll just have to complete the entire game with 2 separate characters. That's right, every stunt, every trick, every skate letter, every combo will have to be done twice between 2 different skaters. Have fun!
You gonna tell us what the skaters are?
Number 19, Mewtwo.
For those of you that
Smash
unlocked
Bros. Melee.
Wolverine and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, let me know who the 2 characters are.
Much like Wolverine, the grind to unlock Mewtwo in Smash Bros. Melee is incredibly time-consuming. What's more shocking is that there are 2 ways to get him, both involving an incredible amount of grinding. Method 1 requires you to clock in at least 20 hours of game time, which you can spend in any number of ways between Adventure Mode, Classic Mode, Events, Training, Target Modes, or just regular matches. Method 2 is simply playing regular matches. Well, 700 matches in total. Either way, better make sure you get good before the ultimate life form shows up.
I feel like the 20-hour thing would be easier to unlock than the 700 matches one.
Number 18. Devon, Tekken 2. In most fighting games, unlocking the boss as a playable character only requires you to beat the game with every character. Totally doable in just a few hours. Tekken 2 is a special case, however, as it kind of pulls the wool over your eyes from the get-go. See, the 10 characters you see on the fighter select screen aren't the only characters you need to beat the game with. You're going to need to beat the game with every single unlockable character as well. In other words, you're going to need to understand every character's toolkit while adjusting to the game's archaic controls. Perfect. Number 17. Squall, Chocobo Racing.
This is another game I never really played. Now, this was right around what I consider to be the golden age of Square Enix, Squaresoft at the time. And they were just like throwing any game concept that they had against the wall and just like releasing stuff. Like they had a fighting game called, what was it called? Enzergees or something like that. It had like a Chocobo Dungeon game. It had the racing game, of course. It had Final Fantasy Tactics. Obviously, the Final Fantasy series. They had like a little Tamagotchi-like game that came on this little device. I think it was called the Wonder Swan. And I remember you could like take care of a Chocobo in that. But like no matter what Square Enix did during this period of time, they just flat out could not miss. Like they were just hitting home run after home run after home run. And I feel like every company, third-party company, because if we're talking first party, they usually are pretty like consistently good. Just about every single one of them. But when you talk about third-party developers, it's like every video game generation has one developer that just goes nuts for that generation. And I don't know exactly why. Like for me, for example, if I could like think to who those people are, I would say the NES generation would probably be, in my opinion, I'm going to say Konami. I want to say Konami, maybe. I might be missing someone, but I'm thinking Konami. For the Super Nintendo generation, I'm going to say that was Capcom. I love Capcom's games. Like even the like licensed stuff they were making was like phenomenal. The PlayStation, Nintendo 64 generation, I'm going to go with Squaresoft, and I'm going to go with Rare on Nintendo 64. PS2, Xbox generation, I'm going to go with Rockstar. Rockstar, of course. That was like they were knocking stuff out of the park also. Nintendo or Xbox 360 era. Let's go with either Naughty Dog or as much as I don't want to put them in there, I'm going to go with Infinity Ward. Naughty Dog or Infinity Ward. Because Call of Duty was running the 360 era. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll let you guys think of the more modern systems, but those are what I think. If you can think of something else, go to the comment section, let me know. Like what your top developers for each generation was.
Didn't expect a kart racer to show up on this list, did you? Overall, Chocobo Racing is one of the easiest racing games you could play, although there is a tiny asterisk over that statement. See, if you just sprint through the story and play for fun, yeah, easy game. But if you want to complete the game and unlock every character, you're going to need to race Squall on his own course. Now, what makes this frustrating is that Squall is the most broken character in the entire game. The hero of Final Fantasy VIII is the only character with a power-up equivalent to Mario Kart's blue shell. The power-up hits everyone and is completely unavoidable. Yeah, Squall is a filthy cheat.
Yeah, Squall sucks. Final Fantasy VIII is mediocre.
Number 16, Morrigan and Nakaruru, Capcom vs SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro.
Your team.
All these sounds are coming at me, but I can't make out any of them.
We promise the entire list isn't loaded with fighting games requiring you to just beat the game with every character, but we'd be remiss not to include Capcom vs SNK Millennium Fight.
For a second, I thought this
Pro
was
because of the sheer
Darkstalkers. I'm like, how is
Do you
Morgan a
believe that
secret?
Morrigan and Nakaruru are hiding among this huge cast? In order to access these legendary fighters, you will need to beat the entire game with every Capcom character to unlock Morrigan and every SNK character to unlock Nakaruru. Think you have the time to tackle the latter with more than 30 characters?
Did she
Number
just
15,
drill you with her
Devon,
ass?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. I lost my bet.
Baldur's Gate 3 hides
wasn't
above
familiar
the
with your
powerful summons
game,
to aid you in battle.
Baldur's Gate.
There's one summon very few players
Quite
can
literally,
actually
I've never
find
played a
during their
Baldur's
initial
Gate game
playthrough.
before.
Remember how annoying divas were to fight? Well, you can turn that around by summoning a diva.
Not really a
of your
big
own.
fan of,
In Act
like,
3, there is a fake wall in the vault of Sorcerer's Sundries that
2.5
can only be
D,
reached by crossing an invisible
what's it
bridge.
called?
Baldur's Gate 3
2.5
does not hint at this
isometric
possibility in any way,
RPGs.
shape, or form, meaning the only way you would ever acquire the summon is if you were testing every corner of every area you entered. Yeah, best to look up a guide for this one.
Ramazith, Elminster, Silverhand, and Karsus. What secrets of Netheril might lie behind his door, I wonder?
Number 14, Stormtalon, Ghostmaster.
Why is that brother's back so long? Look at that. Buddy got back. That shit. It's like oblong and just like ignorant looking. That man got scoliosis to the max.
In case you've never heard of it, Ghostmaster was a hidden gem of a PC game where you utilized a small troop of ghosts and ghouls to scare the denizens of Gravenville. You can even find special spooks hidden behind puzzles or, in Stormtalon's case, special events and powers happening at very specific points. To unlock Stormtalon, you'll have to play a scenario that takes place at Spooky Hollow. Then, summon a storm before you go using your wind and water powers to create the distant thunder condition. As soon as you do, Stormtalon will appear to help you haunt residents.
Stormtalon, prince among elementals, answers your call of thunder and lightning.
Number 13, Junkyard Dog, Fallout 4.
I was expecting a goddamn wrestler. I'm like, Junkyard Dog for real?
You got a deal.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. You sure? I mean, she's a great dog. Don't get me wrong.
We
I
all
was
know the
expecting a
usual
wrestler.
suspects when it comes to Fallout 4's roster of companions. Piper, Dogmeat, Nick Valentine. But did you know there's one companion very few know about? It's a second dog too. See, every time you enter and re-enter the Commonwealth, there is one specific merchant who will spawn in a random spot somewhere in the world. So it's already hard enough to figure out where this guy is. Not only do you have to find this merchant, you will also need a high enough charisma stat to pass the skill check and convince him to let you purchase his dog from him. If you can, try to just max out your charisma before attempting to track him down and get the dog. It will be worth the time and effort.
You be a good girl. Bye-bye. I gotta go. You take care of her, all right?
Number 12, Floyd,
It's like Cujo.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Fight!
Initially, the requirements to unlock Floyd may seem like a daunting task. The secret boss is locked behind a whopping 37 secret challenges.
I could be wrong. And this could be something that's just completely out of left field and like I'm just making something up. So forgive me if I am. But I feel like, was Floyd a situation where it was like somebody that was a fan of Mortal Kombat like was given a character almost as like a sweepstakes win or some shit, or because somebody liked their fan art or something. Like one of those situations. Is this what Floyd is? Like a OC character that some fan created or got created for them because the developers like something that they did or something.
May seem like a daunting task. The secret boss is locked behind a whopping 37 secret challenges. Here's the thing though, you don't need to fulfill all 37 challenges. Those challenges are merely a pool for Mortal Kombat 1 to pull from and assign 10 of them at random to each player. You won't know which 10 you were assigned until you attempt them, and once you do, you'll be challenged by one of the most formidable ninjas in Mortal Kombat history, the Pink Menace, Floyd. Beware the Rainbow Walls.
I get it. Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Number 11. Vincent Valentine, Final Fantasy VII.
To unlock him, you had to unlock the safe in the Nibelheim mansion, defeat Lost Number, and I believe you got a key, which unlocked his room.
Much like Baldur's Gate 3 and the Diva Summon, Final Fantasy VII does not give any sign that Vincent is anywhere in the game. This was one of those unlockables you either had to figure out on your own back in the day, or take the word of mouth with a grain of salt. In order to recruit Vincent for yourself, you'll need to track down the code to unlock Shinra Manor's safe and defeat the secret boss, Lost Number. Afterwards, you'll be able to talk to Vincent, but here's where it gets tricky. You will need to make very specific dialogue choices.
Lost Number was kind of tough.
End the conversation.
One of those enemies that like was immune to
again unless you turn the game off without saving.
Physical attacks or magic attacks, depending on what like face he was using at the time.
Number 10, Iron Checkpoint Crate, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled.
See, I've recently been playing Crash Team Racing a little bit, playing the old retro game. And I haven't really gotten deep into it, but I want to get further. I love the concept of it. Like, it's a racing game, but it has like, they almost treat it like a fighting game. Like there's boss fights or boss races and like almost like a semi-story mode. It's pretty cool. I wish Mario Kart would do something like that, where they have these boss characters that you can unlock by beating them in like one-on-one races. And like they have like broken abilities that make them tough. I think that'd be pretty cool.
When Crash Bandicoot's first racer was remastered for the modern era, it brought together characters from across the entire franchise.
I didn't know it was remastered.
Including some no one expected to see. Within the main platformers, the Iron Checkpoint Crate is exactly what it sounds like, a checkpoint. But in a post-launch update for Nitro Fueled, the developer included it as a silly unlockable character. In order to earn it, you have to find all 39 hidden Beanox crates, one for each level, save for the PS4 exclusive Retro Stadium. That's already a tall order, but some of these crates are hard to find and even harder to break while barreling through courses at high speeds. Number 9. Stefan, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance.
I've never played a Fire Emblem game.
There are some characters whose method of unlocking is not something the average player would ever think to do. In Fire Emblem,
I'm not really an
Path of Radiance,
RPG
Stefan is one of the strongest fighters you can add to your party.
Fan.
Unfortunately, it's highly likely that you'll miss the chance to unlock him. He can only join in Chapter 15, and you have to unlock him on the battlefield. But that's not the tough part. The player must have either Lethe or Mordecai step on a specific square away from the fight in order to speak with him. If it's any other character, they'll get his sword, but Stefan will forever be lost. Number 8. The Forgotten, The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth. Although the story follows the unfortunate Isaac, there are still plenty of other characters to find. Added through an expansion, the Forgotten is a skeleton that fights with a bone club and has a laundry list of tasks in order to unlock. After defeating the first boss in under a minute, you'll get a broken shovel. You'll then need to survive as Mom stomps at you from above, though using your shabby prize will at least stop her from attacking in the current room. Eventually making it through a boss rush, you'll repair the shovel. Then just keep surviving waves of enemies until you reach the dark room where you can dig up the Forgotten's remains. Hope it was worth it. Number 7. Skelly, Chrono Cross.
I played a little Chrono Cross also. I just remember the game had like a ton of characters. Like a lot of characters.
Some of the hardest characters to unlock can be found in RPGs. Chrono Cross features a surprising 45 possible party members, and Skelly is, without a doubt, the hardest to unlock. You'll come across his lone skull in Fossil Valley, where he'll ask you to track down his remaining parts. You'll then have to track down those parts across.
Why do the visuals look so good on this? Was this remade also? Like the visuals look good for a PlayStation game. Like this can't be the PS1 version unless they're emulating it with some type of filter.
Where he'll ask you to track down his remaining parts. You'll then have to track down those parts across 6 different locations of its fairly large world. While it's possible to find some before coming across Skelly, others are pretty challenging to find and hidden in obscure areas. But after bringing them all together and watching him reunite with his grandma back in Termina, Skelly will head out on your adventure. Number 6. Reiji Kido, Revelations Persona.
Old school. Was this the first Persona game?
These days, players can simply look up guides on how to unlock characters, but in 1996, you had to follow a set of specific, obscure decisions in order to earn Reiji in the first Persona. You'd have to know to start the process right at the beginning, heading from the infirmary to the teacher's lounge. Talking to a certain teacher would lead you to a classroom on the 2nd floor where you'd meet Reiji. From there, it took following a set path, including finding and talking to his mother only once and declining specific characters when they wanted to join. If you did any number of things incorrectly, one of the best possible party members would be lost for good. Number 5. William Borden, Urban Reign.
Today, I would like to announce a new crime prevention initiative that will stop this epidemic which plagues our city.
Going through the process of unlocking a character isn't always worth it. This beat-em-up story mode follows Brad Hawk, a hired muscle caught in the middle of a gang war. The villain is corrupt politician William
I feel like
Borden,
I've heard
who is
about
behind
this
the city-state and
beat 'em
craves
up
even
game.
more power. Players can unlock him, though it takes a lot of
Once
effort.
games started to
You
go
have to get an
3D,
S rank on every
beat 'em up
stage,
games
which can be
really
ridiculously tough.
fell off.
There's a number of characters and difficulty levels to consider to find the right balance so you can earn your trophy. But Borden sucks anyway, from his stats to his attacks, so you may as well not even bother.
Borden wins!
Number 4. Zero, Bayonetta. In the original Bayonetta, you could unlock an additional hard mode in the form of a character named Zero. Essentially controlling the same as the main character, Zero can only handle a couple of hits before he goes down. As you might expect, unlocking him is no small feat either. After finishing every Alfheim mission, you can try your hand at a special survival chapter consisting of 51 fights. The first 10 are on normal mode, the next 20 on hard, and the next 20 on non-stop climax. It culminates in a clash with Bayonetta herself,
Really?
who has
Non-stop
5 health
climax?
bars and naturally puts up a
That's
mighty
what
fight.
you're naming your difficulty? Okay. Okay.
Number 3. The Crystal Men, FTL, Faster Than Light. With a procedurally generated solar system's worth of encounters, FTL provides a ton of possible allies. But the Crystal Men are both the hardest to recruit and the ones most worth doing so. First, you'll need to be lucky enough to encounter a randomized event where a distress call
I can think of one secret character that I guarantee isn't going to pop up on this list, but should. The Hoe from WWF No Mercy. You remember how the Godfather used to have hoes come out and like during his entrance and stuff like that? Well, you can unlock one of those in that game, and it took a lot to get it, or to get her. And I guarantee they're not going to mention it on this list.
It's most worth doing so. First, you'll need to be lucky enough to encounter a randomized event where a distress call leads you to an asteroid field. There, you'll find a damaged stasis pod you must get repaired at a specific facility which holds your first crystal crew member. Then you must wait for another random event to happen, which gets you a device that teleports you to a hidden sector. Only then will you be able to recruit more crystal men who have great weapons and one of the best ships in the game. Number 2, Cloud Strife, Final Fantasy Tactics.
I remember hearing about this in a magazine. I think it might have been GamePro. Speaking of magazines, if you want to read old school gaming magazines,
Final Fantasy protagonist,
go and check out Internet Archive. Either it's archives.com or just go on Google and type in Internet Archives, and it'll take you to like a website that just collects like a database of different things, like a ton of things, and then type in video game magazines, and you'll be able to like read a ton of old magazines. Like right now I'm reading the old Nintendo Power magazines, and yeah, I'm taking those files and I'm trying to implement them into my MUVR setup. So I got like my retro virtual room, and I'm putting in old gaming magazines that you can actually read, because I have like a mod that lets you like import books into it. Like I already have strategy guides and stuff. It is pretty cool. But if you just want to read those books by themselves, Internet Archive is where you want to go to.
Although he's arguably the most famous Final Fantasy protagonist, Cloud takes a ton of work to unlock in this spin-off. Like several others, it requires following a very specific path within the story. You must have kept Mustadio in your party and completed Chapter 4, after which you must know to return to his hometown. There, you can aid his father in completing his portal device through a lengthy side quest that includes recruiting other party members and a secret boss fight. You'll also have to have bought a flower from a girl in Salgidos. Afterwards, Cloud will be summoned to this world, and he'll join your party the next time you return. How anyone could have known to do all this is beyond us. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Nordum, Planescape Torment.
This is right up there with like StarCraft and stuff.
Unlocking Nordum takes some
Not my
major
style.
outside-the-box thinking, but it takes completing an infamously tough dungeon.
Only RTSs I really like to play are historical RTSs.
Curiosity shop. Turns out this is a figurine of a Modron, one of Nordum's mechanical race. But you can only find this out by speaking to some real Modrons or Ivana, the Galeria owner. Only then can you get a chance to solve the cube's puzzle, which will then teleport you to a maze. This labyrinth is one of the most difficult levels the game has to offer, with plenty of strong enemies and shifting parts. Nordum stands as your prize for making it through it all. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe. And
Okay, I don't want to see a damn thing about hardest escort missions. Hell no. Hardest escort missions can eat my ass. No. I hate escort missions. I don't fuck with them at all, and I'm not fucking with the videos either. But with that being said, if you guys know any type of hidden characters that gave you nightmares, be sure to let me know. I'm trying to think of like which characters gave me the worst amount of effort to try to unlock, and I don't think that off the top of my head I can't really think of any characters that really gave me a lot of troubles, because like most of the fighting game characters, or at least the fighting games that I played, it didn't really require a lot of effort to unlock some of the characters. I didn't really play Tekken, so I didn't know anything about the whole like devil character. Well, I played a little bit of Tekken, but I never played it serious enough to like want to unlock the characters, so I wasn't familiar with like that character or how to unlock them. I'm trying to think of other characters that I might have brought into the game, but Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember. The one thing that I think of when it comes to like actively trying to unlock characters in certain games would be, well, besides RPGs, of course, would be the Smash Brothers series. Like I remember trying to unlock Luigi and the other three characters in the original Smash Brothers. I remember going through a lot of effort to try to unlock all the characters in Super Smash Brothers Melee. I believe the modern games might have some characters that are hidden that you can unlock. That's probably one of the reasons why I kind of like Smash Brothers, because it kind of keeps that tradition going. I wish Mario Kart kind of did the same. I think Mario Kart is like exclusively just like either they're unlocked or you have to use DLC or something. But like I said, if you guys can think of any type of characters that either going back to your childhood or even something that you're currently in the process of trying to unlock, a character that is hidden that you have to go through efforts to try to gain on your team, let me know. Anyway, I'm Devon DaVinci. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I'll have plenty more up in the future. And if you hit that like button, it'll let me know which videos to like lean towards. Maybe I'll lean more towards gaming videos. Maybe I'll lean more towards try not to laugh videos, meme videos, internet related videos, whatever else. Anyway, I'm gonna give you the deuces, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.